99. To start our radio show today, I would like to read a letter from a young man that you know so well. And this letter is to Clara Luper's radio audience. Greetings from the great Saudi Arabia desert. As I represented the United States Army as a registered nurse in Operation Desert Storm, I pause to thank my community for their prayers and letters. As an Oklahoma City police officer, I have faced many dangers. However, this activation reminds me to use every struggle as an opportunity for growth and regard nothing as a setback. The same God that I served in Oklahoma City, fellowshipping at the 5th Street Baptist Church, is the same God that is protecting me and preparing me for my safe return home. Your brother in Christ and your soldier in Saudi Arabia, Officer Stephen Scoggins. He wrote me a personal note in which he talked about Clara Luper's lake. I really thank him for that. But that's from Stephen Scoggins. Today's program is a very special program because you, a special audience, is visiting with me. And I would just like to thank those of you that take off time every Saturday and visit with me. I want you to know how much I appreciate it. I would also like for you to tell your friends that Clara Luper is on the air from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on KTLV in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I would also like to remind you that this program is made possible by the sponsors of the radio show. And we will be bringing you some good news, and we'll be talking about the 1991 sponsors. Congratulations are in order today for 3 Oklahoma City area schools. These 3 schools are state champions. A special salute to Janet Johnson. Many of you know her by Janet Sweet Johnson, who did an outstanding job and brought the state 4A girls championship back across the turnpike to Oklahoma City. Congratulations to Janet and the 1991 4A champions, and I'm talking about girls now, that won it in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Congratulations to Millwood High School, who won the 3A championship. Congratulations to those young men at Millwood High School and the entire school. Congratulations to Northeast High School, the champions, the state champions of the 4A division. I had the opportunity to attend a special celebration where those young men were cheered on by their school, and their appreciation could be felt throughout the entire audience. Special thanks were brought to them by a representative of the AFT in Oklahoma City, a special representative, a special congratulation by the state representative, Cox, and your AFT representative was Linda Holman. And there was a special greeting by the president of the Oklahoma City School Board, Mrs. Thelma Park. Today is a very special day because it's Catfish Day at Freedom Center. How many of you out there would like a delicious catfish dinner? I'm talking about a dinner that will make you jump up. Catfish dinner. I had the opportunity to talk to Mrs. Gloria Mathis, who is preparing a special spaghetti, a macaroni dish to go with that fried catfish. Fried only as Mr. Calvin Whitaker and Mr. Charles P. Wilson can fry it. You're talking about a catfish. You're talking about a catfish fried to suit your taste. You see, Calvin Whitaker is from Okmulgee, and Charles P. Wilson came from Texas. So the catfish has a combination blend of Texas and Oklahoma. The catfish dinners will start at exactly 11 a.m. at Freedom Center. Go by and pick you up a catfish dinner. Now, those of you that would like to show that you are supporting the NAACP Youth Council, not with talk, not with coalitions, not with a lot of glamorous words, but with real work. You know what the NAACP Youth Council is trying to do. Since 1958, the NAACP Youth Council has represented you. During the past 3 weeks, representatives of the Youth Council have stood for you, whether you're talking about the VA hospital, whether you're talking about the Oklahoma Memorial Hospital, whether you're talking about discrimination within the school systems throughout this area. The Youth Council has been there in certain forms. If today, just the people that we have helped to get jobs and promotions would come by and purchase a catfish dinner, your youth council will be able not only to go to Dallas, where their knowledge will be increased with new techniques in this struggle, but to build what we all want so badly, a monument to those that have fought and struggled and died for freedom. This is what we need. Now, I would like for you to call me out here and see if you're with me. 670-1220. The telephone number is 670-1220. Someone will answer the telephone, and we will know that you are with us. And I would like to thank the barbers in Oklahoma City, the beauticians that say, we are with you. And tomorrow we will be ordering those catfish dinners. They are only $5. Are you with me? If so, call me at 672-1220 and let me know that you are with me. Somebody's going to have to go downtown. Somebody's going to have to speak on your behalf, because most of you are at work and you cannot get off to go down and take care of business. We will do it for you, but we need your support. Ours have always been a teamwork, a team that's working for you. Dr. A.L. Dial is a member of the team. His address is 934 Northeast 8th Street. His telephone number is 235-0536. Now, Dr. A.L. Dial is the top optometrist in the state of Oklahoma. He's a man that has sacrificed for the great cause of freedom. When a time came when we were wrestling to see if blacks could move in any area of town, Dr. Dow didn't walk out on us. He stood tall, stood up in the city council and said, I want freedom for my people, even though he was in the minority. Thank you, Dr. A.L. Dial, and certainly if you need some glasses, go to Dr. A.L. Dial. The telephone number is 235-0536. Every time I see Dr. Dial, I want to run and say, thank you, Dr. Dial, because if it had not been for Dr. Dial, those blacks that are coming in from all over this nation, teaching in Oklahoma City, serving as secretaries and others, you would not have done it because you were not doing it before the Dr. A.L. Dial and Robert Case. Now, you can talk that talk, but Dr. Dial walked that walk. Thank you, Dr. Dial. It's an exhibit in Oklahoma City that you've got to go see, and that is the Bill of Rights exhibit. The Bill of Rights exhibit is in Oklahoma City, and it's free. It's at the Myriad Convention Center. Now, those of you in Oklahoma City, I want you to take advantage of this. I want you to take your children, I want you to go yourself to see the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights, the foundation of our Constitution. What did I like about the Bill of Rights? The words are beautiful. But there are those of us that know that the Bill of Rights in its entirety, in its freedom, as yet has not gotten to the blacks in America in fair play. We saw what happened in Los Angeles, and we know the Bill of Rights guarantees basic rights. And we are hoping that as we look at the Bill of Rights, we must rededicate ourselves to carrying out those amendments. According to those rights, we have basic rights. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have those rights. Does the Bill of Rights give me rights? The answer to that is certainly yes. But it also guarantees to others rights as individuals. The Bill of Rights, the Bill of Rights, the original copy, and I think there are 11 copies that, and the one that's downtown came from Virginia. There are today, the judges of the United States Supreme Court, 9 of them have that right to see to it that the Bill of Rights become more than an exhibit, but it becomes a way that we must travel. Now, it's interesting as you go to the exhibit, I want you to listen once again to the words of Martin Luther King, which enriches that exhibit. And it's really interesting how they have taken the words of Martin Luther King and how they have used it as part of a multi-million-dollar exhibit. Go and see it. Admire what man has been able to do. And just to see the Bill of Rights as it comes up to the top where it's visible is certainly worth the trip. Somebody asked me what was it that I didn't like about the Bill of Rights. I don't think they gave George Mason the kind of respect that was necessary. Because if it had not been for George Mason, who wrote the Bill of Rights for Virginia, certainly we would not have had the kind of Bill of Rights that we have today. Chancellor Shardina's Nursery and Daycare Center is located, really there are 2 locations. One is at 1645 Northeast of 50th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. The other one is at 2611 North Martin Luther King Avenue with a telephone number of 427-5274. Call Mrs. Gloria Matthews and you will not regret it. How do you say thanks to Robert L. Gates, the manager and owner of the Gates Barbershop? How do you say thanks to a barber that never says no to young people? I don't know how to do it. But I do know that Robert Gates is in business, and his business is to make people beautiful. Don't take my word for it. Just go by the barbershop at 2609 North Martin Luther King Boulevard and look at the heads when he finishes with them. Then you can say, certainly Robert L. Gates does exactly what he says that he will do. If you want an old-fashioned haircut, like the cuts that we wore in the 50s and the 60s, go to Gates. But if you want a designer's haircut, you want your hair designed in a special individual, unique matter. Go to Robert L. Gates and tell him exactly what you want, and you will be surprised. I talked to some of his customers and I said, why is it that you always come to Robert L. Gates? They said, well, one thing about it, he does his job well. In fact, he does it better than well. He's extremely talented. He's extremely skilled at his work. Not only that, he is a gentleman of the highest type. Somebody called me out here and said, did you tell everybody that he was a handsome man? I don't have to tell you that. You see Mr. Gates yourself. You see him singing in his church's choir. You see him singing in the men's chorus. You see him at church. Sure, you know exactly how he looks, so I will not have to tell you that. But I will tell you, if you're talking about a haircut, I want you to go to Gates Barbershop, a barbershop that's in the business of making people beautiful. I had the opportunity last week to go to Cameron University to the Miss Black Cameron University pageant. And I want to tell you that we had some talented young ladies at Cameron University. The Wayne Starks of Oklahoma City brought the house down. Those little girls just started fanning as that boy presented one number, went back, and then all at once they were clapping and saying, we want some more. And he came back, and when he sang, you're so beautiful, people of all ages just started swooning. It was really something. But the big moment came, the moment when the judges selected that one young lady that will represent Cameron University at the Miss Black Oklahoma State pageant on June the 15th, 1990. Her name shall never be forgotten. Myriad Norris. Myriad Norris, Miss Black Cameron University. You wanted me to tell you about how many girls that we will have this year. You know, last year we had 23 cities, colleges, and universities and communities represented. But let me go down the line and let you know exactly what we have. And I'm expecting the representative from Ardmore, Oklahoma to call and tell us about that pageant. We will have representatives from Altus, Ardmore, Bristow, Boley, Cameron University, Myra Norris, Dale City, Walanda Woods, Guthrie, Oklahoma, Trina, Lavon, Golston, from the Job Corps, from Langston University, and that pageant will be on April the 27th, from McAllister, Oklahoma, and that pageant will be held on April the 27th, from Oklahoma City, and that pageant will be held on May 4th. From Oklahoma State University, from Oklahoma University, and Sean Emerson will represent that university. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the pageant will be held on April the 27th. The Village will be represented by that lovely, talented Sherry Johnson. Moore, Oklahoma will have a representative, Muskogee, Oklahoma. And according to Mrs. Coleman, Spencer, Oklahoma will be represented. Clinton, Oklahoma will be represented. And when Mr. Redwine tells you something is going to happen, you might as well get ready for it to happen. From Edmond, Oklahoma, Sonia Carter will be the representative. For the first time, Putnam City will be represented with Tamara Henley. Enid will also be represented. Southeastern University in Durant, East Central University in Ada, Northeastern State University in Tahlequah, the University of Science and Arts in Chickasha, and for the first time, we've been informed that El Reno Junior College is working on a representative. Murray State College of Tishomingo will be represented. Northeast Oklahoma A&M from Miami, Oklahoma will be represented, and Southwestern from Weatherford, Oklahoma. Now what we are doing, we are inviting those of you in this community that are interested in the growth and development of young people to help us welcome the young people from all over the state. That's on June 9th, 1991. On June the 9th, 1991, we want you to be here, and we would like for you to welcome our young people. We want you to be at the Central Quality Plaza Hotel and Convention Center at 8:45 so we can give them the reception that they deserve. Now, one thing about it, Mrs. Lovin, representing the beauticians, will be one of our very distinguished guests. We are looking for you to be present at this momentous occasion, and the pageant will be on June 15th. Now, some of you have been with us. This will be your 22nd year. We have sent out special invitations because we want to make sure that you will have a seat in the great hall of the Myriad Convention. And those of you that's been coming every year, you know every year we have really a sellout. If you don't believe it, ask Mrs. David Lee Hall, who is our official hostess for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And you can get Mrs. Hall at the Triangle Beauty Salon. It's going to be a great pageant. For the past years, we have given away over $125,000 in scholarships, trips, gifts, and prizes. This year, the winner will receive a trip to the NAACP National Convention in Houston, Texas, a trip to the Miss Black America pageant in Indianapolis, Indiana, will receive in scholarships, gifts, and all, put it all together, and you have a package of over $5,000. Now, in Oklahoma City, we are very proud of our young ladies. And we are proud of you because you have helped us to locate some young ladies. In order to be a contestant, you must be 17 years of age. And you must have that desire to succeed. Well, whether you win or not, an age limit is 25. Whether you want to succeed or not is your business. But it's our business to give you a chance to get scholarships. And I am so happy that we have been able to give young people scholarships, and we shall continue to do so because of your support. You have purchased ads for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. You have purchased tickets. Many of you have issued kind words and say, I cannot be there, but I will support you. And not only that, you have gone further. Many of you have gone down in your pockets and you have helped us to give scholarships. And I want you to know how much these young ladies appreciate it. With special appreciation to the Phillips Petroleum Company, to OG&E, to the Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, to Mrs. Stale of Stale's Restaurant, to Mr. Carl Carbon of the Carbon Real Estate Company, to Mr. Gates of the Gates Barbershop, to Mrs. Anderson, outstanding educator, to Marilyn Hildred of Allstate Insurance Company. And incidentally, I would like for you to ask your insurance agent if he or she would give a scholarship. How can I say thank you to Julia Seward Anderson, Thelma Parks, Evelyn Pittman, Nyla J. Phillips, Paul Lewis, Mrs. Bernice Watts, Mr. Leon Pons, Attorney Louis Barber, Minority Media, Betty Noakes, Lynn Walls, the Hollis Lloyd Scholarship. How can I say thanks to the Scoggins Enterprise, the Selma Brothers, to Minerva Sloss, to Langston University, to Paul's Beauty College, to Oklahoma Community College, and the list go on and on. Now, if you didn't hear your name on that list, you can call us and tell us that you would like to give a scholarship to some child. What you do with your life is certainly exciting, and that's what counts. What you really get out and put in the lives of others. I'm still expecting Mrs. Mary Johnson from Ardmore to call us. And don't forget, today is Catfish Day. When we think of this time of year, we start thinking about the Soul Bazaar. Soul Bazaar, 1991. And Calvin is coming in, and we are going to talk about the Soul Bazaar and what we are going to do. Now, before Calvin gets here, let me tell you that as we celebrate the 200th birthday of the Bill of Rights, we're going to focus attention to the fact that we are #1 in the world because of the Bill of Rights. We are proud to announce the Soul Bazaar's Bill of Rights, the poster contest, where you can make a poster showing a phase of the Bill of Rights. The portrait contest, where you can write a poem showing something about the Bill of Rights. You can also participate in the essay contest. And if you want to dramatize the Bill of Rights for 2 minutes, you may. Now, this contest is designed to encourage students to study, to create, and to gain knowledge about the Bill of Rights. Students from the 1st through the 12th grade, each grade will be judged separately. You may call me at 424-3949. And remember, your essay cannot be over 150 words. Your poster size will be a 9 by 12, no larger. Now, there will be prizes given, the first prize, second prize, and third prize. Remember, the essays must be in by April the 6th, the portrait April the 6th, and you may bring your posters on April the 12th before 10 a.m. so that they will be on display. Calvin, you are here to tell me all about the Soul Bazaar.
You know, Mom, you're absolutely right. What is the Soul Bazaar? The Soul Bazaar is business, education, economic development, cultural exchange, health, employment, and adventure. It's informative and entertaining. You need to be at the Soul Bazaar because it's a strong force that brings people together, not only for their economical, educational, and their social experiences, but because there is an opportunity there for you to meet people that will help you get along better in today's world. The Soul Bazaar gives companies the opportunity to demonstrate their products, their goods, and their services to the public. It opens new doors and new opportunities for all. I love the Soul Bazaar. You can grow to love the Soul Bazaar. Be a part of it this year, Oklahoma's great trade and industry show, April 12th and 13th, 1991, at the Central Park Plaza and Conference Center. The Soul Bazaar. Great things happening. Mom, what else is happening about the poster contest and all those kind of things? There'll be valuable prizes given away. The exhibitors will be giving away different things. Soul Bazaar, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, sure, the Soul Bazaar is April the 12th and 13th, and we have some exhibitors that will be celebrating 22 years with us. Langston University will be there showing us the types of programs that are available at Langston University. Did you know in the overall population of Langston University, the whites represent about 35% of the student body? Did you know that blacks from all over the United States are attending Langston University? You will have an opportunity to talk to the people from Langston University. The Oklahoma City Police Department will be there. Calvin, they have an exhibit this year that are out of sight. They are talking about careers for the future. I'm talking about the Oklahoma City Police Department.
You know, the Oklahoma City Police Department, I always enjoy that booth because I think one of these days they're going to bring some of those, the Oklahoma City Police Department will be there.
Don't tell what they are going to have.
It's a great, exciting exhibit, but then I also love the Community Action Program booth.
the community.
OG&E.
Well, Calvin, before
You
you
know,
leave the community action, they have been with us for 22 years. They will
22.
show exactly what the community action program is all about.
Well, they
It's,
need more than one booth
well,
to
you'll
show
be.
all of that because the Community Action Program is a part of our community. You know, with the elderly care that they have, the food programs. Oh, my goodness. But you can come to the Soul Bazaar and find out all you want to know about the Community Action Program.
OG&E is more than affirmative action business. OG&E will be there to show you exactly the job opportunities that are available. They will show you something that you haven't seen before and you aren't aware of. I want you to visit the OG&E exhibit booth. I also want to remind you that Rainbow for the 22nd year.
Rainbow bread. the
Rainbow
best
bread will be there, and Maurice, I can see Maurice Jackson smiling now. But Calvin, the Oklahoma City Fire Department has a program that is out of sight. This program will be demonstrated at the 1991 Soul Bazaar. The Oklahoma City Community College will be at Soul Bazaar 91. Here's an opportunity to go to college right here. The University of Oklahoma Health Science Center will be at the Soul Bazaar this year. Calvin, it's no news to you that AT&T will be here.
I'm
for the
sure glad
22nd
that
year.
AT&T will be there because I know that they're going to not only show but demonstrate to me the best and most economical way that I can use my telephone. They might come up with some great suggestions this year on how you can save money on that phone bill.
Well, you've been asking, will the Rose Marie Collection be back? The Rose Marie Collection will be back at the Soul Bazaar. Now let's talk about some new people that will be at the Soul Bazaar. And we have something that I want you to see. It's Ancient Threads. Ancient Threads
What
with
could that be,
Patrick
Mama?
Baker.
Ancient Threads.
They have everything, Calvin. Everything. You will be surprised when you see the Ancient Threads. They will be at the Soul Bazaar April the 12th and 13th. They will be there with designs that has a tradition. They will be there with shirts and, oh, I can't tell you all the ancient.
You know what I was thinking? The ancient threads would be old antique type wear. You
Oh,
know,
no,
like,
no, no.
It's not that.
No. It's where you can take ancient and then you take your threads and put it together. You really have something. Don't ask me. Talk to Cedric Baker and Patrick Baker all about the Soul Bazaar 1991. George Keys, your county assessor, will be there to explain. And he has a lot to explain because a lot of people are talking about how their property assessments have gone down. And George Keys will be there. Well, one thing that will be new this year will be Midwest City, Oklahoma. Now, we have been talking about Midwest City and how they don't hire minorities. Well, Midwest City is coming to you. Those of you that are interested in working in Midwest City, I want you at the Soul Bazaar.
That's at 112 North Martin Luther King Boulevard, Central Park Plaza and Conference Center, Soul Bazaar, 1991.
Now, Midwest City will be there, and they'll be looking for people to work. The Black Media Association, according to Anthony Foster, will be there. How much do you know about the Black Media Association? Don't tell me now, but I want you to come to the Soul Bazaar so you can really find out something about the Black Media Association.
You know, Mama, I often go by the Ralph Ellison Library there at Northeast 23rd Martin Luther King Avenue. They also will be having a booth at this year's Soul Bazaar.
Oh, they have been with us
But here
all
comes
the time.
one of my favorite exhibitors. I mean, this young man is strong, he's dedicated, and he makes sure that your home is beautiful. That's none other than one of my most favorite friends. That's Haywood Hill Carpeting. They will be at the Soul Bazaar. What is this, Haywood's 15th
Haywood Hill.
year?
Not only that, Haywood will not only sell you some carpet, but he will also sell you a house, and he will have all of that on demonstration there. Well, let's talk about the Urban League. What is the Urban League doing?
Well, at their booth, I'm certain that the Urban League will be able to explain to you not only what they're doing, but how you can help them do what they're doing.
For the 22nd year, the Southwest Bell Telephone Company will be with us at Soul Bazaar 99. Calvin, one of our great supporters in the Soul Bazaar is Homelands. Homelands will be represented at the Soul Bazaar.
Well, I look forward to going to Homeland because I can get some great buys there. But the best buy is getting a ticket to the Soul Bazaar, and I can pick up a ticket where?
Oh, you can pick up a ticket at several places, and we will tell you about that
Oh,
later.
tell me
You
now. I
know,
want to know
okay,
now. I
where
really
can you
want to
get a
know now.
ticket for the
Where
soul?
can I get a ticket to this year's Soul Bazaar? All these exhibitors, the police department, CAP, fire department.
Okay, Herbert's Gospel Record and Music Store, 1515 Northeast 23rd Street. Chancellor Shadina's Daycare Center, 1643 Northeast 50th Street. Gates Barbershop, 2609A North Martin Luther King Avenue. Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. But Calvin, I want to tell you about Sheriff Sharp and his exhibit. Sheriff Sharp is going to be there, and he has one thing in mind. He wants you to understand what the sheriff of Oklahoma County does. Now, Sheriff Sharp will be there, and Officer Pons will be there.
Okay, I look forward to that exhibit also, not only because of the fact that the Sheriff's Department plays an important role in everything that goes on in the community, but because it's an exciting booth. You'll be surprised how many good things, how many different things, and how many different roles that the Sheriff's Department of Oklahoma County plays. But then I look forward, too, to going to another booth, and that's that Rose State College booth.
Okay, well, you can do that. But in the meantime, we have a fax tax booth this year, Fax Tax Incorporated, where you can come to the Soul Bazaar, and that's on the 12th, and you can get your income tax made out in just a few minutes, all there. And you better thank Sandra Lewis and Diana Haywood for that opportunity.
You're
Calvin,
missing somebody.
oh no,
You're
I'm not
missing
missing
somebody.
anybody. No,
I know
I'll
that
tell you,
booth is going to be
I'll
exciting.
tell you about one more, and then I must go on with the show. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me what Allstate is going to have.
Oh my goodness. Allstate will be doing so many great things. We'll be doing something very special for the children, for the young people of Oklahoma. We'll be doing something very special for those of you who drive automobiles, those of you who have homes, those of you who want life insurance. Allstate exhibit booth. We promise it's going to be an exciting booth. Isn't that right, Merlin Hildred, Regina Morris, Carolyn Pullen, and Bonita? It's going to be an exciting booth. We invite you to come by that booth, the Soul Bazaar, 1991.
I understand you're sending special invitations to all of your customers.
Oh, no doubt, Mom. But we're sending out a very special invitation, not only to all our customers, but to all the potential customers. That's the big thing. I like this year's theme of the Soul Bazaar because it fits in with what so many of the exhibitors are striving to do, and that is that we are number one. And the Soul Bazaar will help your company, will help your group, will help your dream become number one. You need to be a part of it. If you haven't gotten a booth yet, we suggest, I know you should contact Clara Luper, the coordinator. You can reach her at 424-3949, or you can no, it's too late to drop a letter. You better just call her at 424-3949 for more information about Soul Bazaar 1991. Exciting thing.
Okay, Calvin, we do have a few exhibit booths left, but the Soul Bazaar is continuous entertainment, and we have put together this year some of the greats. For example, there will be a business seminar. There will be a ceremony, an opening ceremony. There will be the Silver Haired Show. There will be the Nigerian show, and this show, the Soul Bazaar, will have an international flavor. There will be a coronation of the babies, and today is the last day that you can put your babies in the Soul Bazaar contest. You may call here at the radio station 672-1220, and there will be a coronation of Miss Soul Bazaar 1991. But then, according to Vernon Dangerfield, it will be the greatest. Vernon Dangerfield is shouting because he has performed a miracle. He has put together the top, what, Calvin?
Vernon has done a fantastic job. He will have there the top gospel soloist of 1991. Now, one of those will be selected the very top gospel soloist of 1991. But it's always a great part of the Soul Bazaar when the gospel show starts because of Derek Platt. And at Derek Platt, the gospel festival, the activities, a lot of the things that happen during the Derek Platt Gospel Festival are things that Derek Platt would have liked to seen happen.
Well,
This young man spent a lot of time helping making this part of the Soul Bazaar an exciting thing, and I know that when you be down there, when you feel the intensity, you can understand the dedication that Derek
Well, that's
had.
on Saturday, Calvin. It will be a great show. It starts at 8 p.m. The Derek Platt Gospel Soul Festival. Now, his mother and her friend are in charge of that. They have the Voices of Grace, the Spiritual Emotions, the Spiritual Sparkles, Dale Clark, Mrs. V's Inspirational Choir, Bobby and the True Believers, and others. But all day Saturday, there will be great shows. For example, Chaucer Shardina's Daycare Center will be putting on a program. Nancy Davis' annual fashion show, the Lady Ruth Hunter's fashion show, Holly Somo uh, is putting on a presentation. And those of you that know Hollis, the former Hollis Johnson, you know how well she can sing. And Mr. Talent USA will be
Say,
taking
Mom, if I
place.
wanted to do something, say on Saturday at 10 o'clock, and I have a group that does things, how would I get them to be a part of this year's Soul Bazaar activities?
But Calvin, first you got to realize that the Soul Bazaar was created so that people with talent would have an opportunity to show their
Well,
talent.
certainly talking about me.
Oh yes, Shelley. Shelley is talking about you, and I know Shelley is laughing now just to think that you think you have some talent.
Well,
But
I
you don't
think
have to
sure.
laugh when you go to Smickler's Chevrolet Buick at GO, located at Northwest 52nd and North May. Mr. Leon Hicks is the salesman that you need to see. I want you to see Leon Hicks. That's at Smickler's Chevy Buick. I want you to visit Carbon Realty where they have some bargains today. The bargain that they really want is that you want to see is how you can get you a home. I tell you, they have some homes that are on sale that are out of sight. I want you to call Mr. Carbon at Carbon Realty 427-8311. Now, I want you to call Carbon. You can't not miss it. I want you to call it. Margaret Payne is the promoter for the Midwest City, Miss Black, Midwest City. Now, you can call Mrs. Payne at 672-1630 and tell her that you would like to be a part of it. All right, you catfish eating people, don't forget, you're going to be able to eat catfish starting at 11 o'clock. Now, you need to come on, give us a call, and make sure that you get your catfish. Let me give you the number. And I want you to have this number so you can continue to call up to Freedom Center. Now remember, the catfish dinner will not start until exactly 11 o'clock. The number to call is 424-2384. 423-2384.
Oh, come on. 424-2384. Now, that catfish dinner promises to be, because I've seen some of those catfish, and those catfish, I mean, they stretch across that plate. Mr. Wilson and all the other advisors,
Whitaker.
Mr. Whitaker, Calvin
yes.
Whitaker, and all the other advisors of the NACP Youth Council have gotten it together. You need to go by Freedom Center and enjoy that catfish and some of the sides. Oh my goodness, I can hardly wait.
Okay, you don't have to wait. You do have to wait until 11 o'clock. I have a story that's too hot to handle, but I'm going to handle it today because I want my radio audience to understand exactly what's happening. And speaking of what's happening, let's go out to Langston's Food Mart, located on Highway 33. And when we get out there, let's get some barbecue. It's barbecue time. East on Highway 33, the barbecue hickory smoke to your appetite. That's Langston Food Mart, Langston, Oklahoma, owned by Larry and Emmett Millhouse, who are graduates of Langston University. You deserve a brand new tailor-made suit. That's what you deserve. And to get a tailor-made suit, you don't have to worry. All you've got to do is to go out to Sir Charles the Tailor. Out to Sir Charles the Tailor. That's the man that knows exactly what to do. And these suits are tailor-made all for you. Located at 6725 Southeast 29th Street. The telephone number is 672-5080. 672-5053. Now that's Sir Charles Attila. You may call him at 672-5051 in Oklahoma City. Now, we didn't tell you about the bake contest, the Soul Bazaar Bake Contest. You can register. There will be a pie contest. Who in Oklahoma City can bake the best apple pie, the lemon pie, and the sweet potato pie? That's a contest. Now, remember, there are only 3 pies: apple pie, lemon pie, sweet potato pie.
Mom, they're not going to let Mrs. Stale be in that contest, are they?
It's open to everybody. It's
if
open
Mrs.
to
Stale
everybody.
gets it, well, they had a problem, don't they?
But look at the cake contest. There's a pound cake contest with no frosting, a yellow cake with frosting, a chocolate cake with frosting, and a white cake with frosting.
Now, how are we going to judge a cake with no
You,
frosting?
you,
Is there
you
a
judge
taste
it.
judge?
Sure, there's a taste judge.
Okay.
You judge it by the texture, the tenderness, the flakiness, the lightness, and the flavor. And I want you to call Maxine Sutton, 771-3928. The specials, they are always specials at Carbon's. Call him at 424-2653. Be sure and call Mr. Carbon. You don't have to stay in a rented house. You can buy a house of your own thanks to Mr. Carbon. Calvin, now for my big story of the week. The big story of the week is the story of the man that took the impossible and turned it into a great possibility. I had the opportunity to join my brothers, my sisters at St. Luke's Baptist Church, located on 50th and Post Road. Now, St. Luke has just completed a building program. And let me tell you, I have traveled all over this country. I've been in many a church. But I want you to go to St. Luke's Baptist Church under the leadership of Dr. Rowland. When I walked into that building, I could not believe it. The beauty unfolded so calmly, so softly. The building told a story of a man who went into a low-income community and who has built a positive image where those people in this nation that have stated that things cannot be done, a man that has done it. I looked at the pride in the eyes of the young people, the middle-aged people, the senior citizen. Look at our building. And what's so unique about it is its uniqueness. I want you to go out there to that building and look at the uniqueness. It's built for the 21st century, a century in which the churches are going to take on the responsibility of helping to raise the level of people, regardless of races, creeds, or colors. Joe Orange had told me about it, but his words, as my words are today, are inadequate to describe what those people have done. And I asked some basic questions. How did you do it? With not the membership of some of our larger churches who still have people climbing mountains and who's talking about what can be done. I think that what this town needs to realize is how they have put it together. And then next week, I'm going to invite a representative from the St. Luke's Baptist Church of Spencer, Oklahoma, to come here and tell us how you did it. It's done with dignity. And I want you to see that asphalt pavement. And I'm very proud to say that Joe Orange and the Orange brothers did it. Joe told me that Dr. Rowland called together the people of his church, and he said, any of you that have any skills that we need in the building of this church, I want you to write it down because we are going to use you first. Not only that, the contractor that was hired to build that church was told by Dr. Rowland, unless you hire minorities, forget about building this church. I want that message to get across, and I am so happy. I cried with joy to those people. They invited me out as one of the speakers, and I'm telling you, I got more out of going out there than you can even imagine, because those people showed me what can be done with proper leadership. Now, they will tell us next week. They will come here and they will tell us. Now, I want you to go out. Don't take my word for it. I want you to go to St. Luke's, and I want you to go into that church. They have not changed the main auditorium, but I want you to see what those people have done. I want you to look at that membership, and sometimes you have to go around other people to see how little you are doing. You ever seen anybody? I read about a man that had a T-model Ford, and he had cut himself off from everybody else, and he lived way out in the country, and he would drive this T-model Ford, and he believed that he was driving the best Ford in the world. Then he went to town, and he saw other Fords, and he was just shocked. I want you to do that.
Speaking of other things, Mom, you know the mayor's race is coming up in Oklahoma City. Who are you voting for mayor?
I'm voting for the man that I feel is best qualified. I'm voting
Slide and Clyde.
I have told Slide and Clyde, Mr. Madden.
Mr. Clyde Madden.
I've told Mr. Clyde Madden that what he has to do is to improve himself. Mr. Madden must do homework on himself. And I cannot vote for a person just because that person is black. I vote for the person that I feel that's a better candidate. And at this time, Calvin, I'm going to vote for Jim Norrick. And it's quite interesting because I feel that he is the better candidate. This is the Clara Luper radio show. And I want all of you out in Radio Land to know that anytime Clara Luper has a program, it's not a secret society where I just invite certain people. I invite everybody because you are so important. There are some people that make the newspapers and make names and tempo and everything else, but the real backbone of a people are those unknown heroes, the unknown heroes. And certainly, I just can't help but talk about St. Luke's Baptist Church. I want all of you to go out and see St. Luke. I am excited about it because I feel that we must give God our best. And those people didn't take him any 10 years to do it. Well, today we would like to extend our sympathy to the Strickland family. Dr. Strickland lost his mother this week, and to William Carter, one of the sit-inners and his services, and one of the NACP Minutemen, a graduate of Douglas High School, the class of 64, and I understand that his funeral will be held today. We have come to you today. I've asked you to buy catfish dinners, and I'm going to test how many of you can walk that walk. You say you love me, and I say, honey, prove it. If you love me, I want you to come by and see me today and get a catfish dinner. Because what I want you to do, I don't want any flowers when I die. I want you to help the children. Since 1957, I have taken a busload of kids to all the regional and national convention, and I don't want to stop it now, because out of that movement, we have produced lawyers, doctors, and engineers. We can no longer talk about how bad children are, because I don't believe that. We can talk about how we are going to give them an opportunity to develop to their fullest potentials. We need your support. Talk won't get it, but walking will. So if you walk up to Freedom Center and say to us, I am with you. This has been an exciting day, and I'm always glad to be home because I love you. Oklahoma City is in my blood, and I had a great experience. I went to the VIP reception for the Bill of Rights, and I had the opportunity to sit with a Creek Indian who was from Morris, Oklahoma. And this Indian said, Clara, I'm running for chief of the Creek Indian Nation. His name is Turner. Now, all you Indians out there that are Creeks, I want you to remember Turner, and I will be telling you more about it because that election will not come up until October. As I look at the clock on the wall, I would like to say that these are some difficult times. These are times when out-of-state principals have come into the Oklahoma City area, and they are not understanding to the full degree the problems. I don't don't see how the Board of Education and the superintendent can, I guess they're suffering from amnesia because they sent a lot of Oklahoma City people to take administrative courses. They took these courses, and after they took these courses, when they got ready to hire principals, they went out of state and brought in principals. What a combination. This is Clara Luper saying to you, wherever you are, whatever you do, I just want you to remember that I love you, and I'll see you at Freedom Center at 11 o'clock. And until next Saturday, Clara says, I love you.
KTLV, Midwest City.